Happy New Year to all of you. This new year, before we dive back into our important work with renewed hope and commitment, let us look back on the state of freedom of association and peaceful assembly in 2022. I don't believe it comes as a surprise when I say that the right to peaceful assembly and of association have come under intensified attack in 2022 in many states and in all regions around the world. At the same time, amid a backdrop of compounding crises in recent years, we are witnessing some of the biggest protest mobilization for decades as people stand up for their rights and justice. In Iran, we are seeing the largest peaceful protest the country has experienced since the Islamic Revolution, which are ongoing for months now, resisting systematic repression of women's and human rights. In neighbor Afghanistan, women have been bravely protesting against repression and suppression of their rights by the Taliban de facto authorities. In Sri Lanka, people took to the streets for months, demanding a new government and livelihood, while in Sudan, protesters continue over a year now to bravely take to the streets in demanding of the return of constitutional order and accountability. In Peru, law enforcement repressed peaceful protests which emerged across the country after the impeachment of the President Pedro Castillo. And these are just some examples of the numerous protest mobilization that saw thousands of people who took to the streets and online platform to demand social justice, human rights, end of discrimination, democracy, and a better future. Yet, despite the growing determination of people everywhere to exercise their fundamental right to freedom of peaceful assembly and of association in defense of their social, economic, political, and civic rights, these freedoms continue to be misconstrued as a threat to security and stability and subordinated to the concern of national security and public order. Those exercising their rights continue to be arbitrarily detained, disappeared, tortured, and killed. Protesters have faced excessive force and at times lethal force. In Kazakhstan, for instance, victims of January 2022 protests are still waiting for accountability and justice. States have also sought to restrict or even eradicate independent civil society through imposing unjustified and excessive restrictions to their access to funding, while also adopting law labeling NGO as a foreign agent. As a result, we saw scores of NGO being closed down, such as by Russian Federation and in Nicaragua. This is part of global trends of a decline in democratic freedom and the rise of authoritarianism. This new year, my message is that we must continue to unite, strategize, and join forces globally and regionally to form a united front in the face of the global assault on civic space. I would like to thank all the states who have engaged with my mandate, seeking to discuss better ways of protecting these rights. I would also like to thank civil society for supporting my mandate in this effort and for their courageous work, despite difficulties and often dangerous conditions. The willingness to work together to strengthen the protection of these rights is strong. We must now continue to engage and search out concrete opportunity to protect and promote them. Protecting them is to protect democracy and peace. In this new year, where the world continues to face enormous security challenges, I would like to remind all that these rights are essential for solving the crisis of today. They present an opportunity for all, including those most affected and marginalized, to participate and seek solutions for change and peace building. Let's make this new year one where we gain back our freedoms and peace. Thank all and Happy New Year again.